The most powerful people you know are almost never available, and that's not an accident. While you're answering every text within seconds, posting daily updates, and making yourself endlessly accessible, you're broadcasting one message to the world: I am not important enough to be busy. Every time you drop everything to respond, every time you say yes when you want to say no, every time you make yourself the solution to someone else's boredom, you are teaching the world that your time has no value. The brutal truth that nobody wants to hear is this: your availability is inversely proportional to your value, and right now, you are valueless because you are everywhere. Think about the most influential person you know. Not the nicest, not the most helpful, but the most powerful. How easy is it to reach them? How quickly do they respond to your messages? How often do they attend every social gathering, answer every call, accommodate every request? They don't. And that's not because they're rude or cold or think they're better than everyone else. It's because they understand something that you've been conditioned to reject. Scarcity creates value, and abundance destroys it. You have been programmed since childhood to be available. Your parents rewarded you for being responsive. Your teachers praised you for raising your hand. Your first job promoted the employee who stayed late and answered emails on weekends. Society has trained you to believe that accessibility equals dedication, that constant availability proves your worth, that being there for everyone makes you valuable. But here's what they never told you. The moment you become predictable, you become disposable. When people know you'll always answer, they stop wondering if you will. When they know you'll always show up, your presence loses its weight. You have become background noise in everyone else's life. Look at your phone right now. How many group chats are you in, where your contributions barely register? How many people have you helped who wouldn't help you back? How many times have you cancelled your own plans to accommodate someone else's emergency, only to realize it wasn't really an emergency at all? You are a 24-hour convenience store, and nobody marries a convenience store. Nobody writes songs about the place that's always open. Nobody values what they can access anytime they want without effort, without waiting, without earning it. This is the death of mystery, and mystery is the foundation of desire. When you reveal everything, when you're always accessible, when there's no gap between their request and your response, you eliminate the space where value is created. That space, that gap, that moment of uncertainty is where people start to wonder about you. It's where they begin to question if they matter to you. It's where scarcity transforms availability from a given into a gift. And gifts are valuable precisely because they're not guaranteed. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this 5 centuries ago when he wrote about power and perception. He knew that the prince who sits in the town square every day, talking to every citizen, hearing every complaint, becomes not a leader but a bench. Everyone sees what you appear to be, he wrote, but few experience what you really are. The moment you make yourself too knowable, too accessible, too ordinary, you lose the aura that commands respect. Power requires distance. Influence demands space. Authority is built on the foundation of selective access. But you're not doing this, are you? You're answering texts while you're in conversations with other people. You're checking email before you even get out of bed. You're attending Zoom calls that could have been emails, meetings that could have been texts, social events you don't even want to attend because you're afraid of missing out or being left out or seeming like you don't care. And in the process of trying to be everything to everyone, you have become nothing to yourself. Let me show you what's actually happening in your brain every time you compulsively check your phone, every time you respond instantly, every time you make yourself available when you should be unavailable. Your dopamine system, which evolved to reward you for survival behaviors like finding food and connecting with your tribe, has been hijacked. Every notification gives you a small hit of dopamine. Every response you get triggers a reward. Your brain starts to crave these microdoses of validation, and before you realize it, you're not choosing to be available anymore. You're addicted to the feeling of being needed. This is why you feel anxious when you don't check your phone for an hour. This is why you panic when someone doesn't respond to you immediately, even though you're constantly available to them. This is why you have this gnawing sense that if you're not constantly present, constantly responding, constantly available, people will forget about you. But here's the dark truth. They've already forgotten about you precisely because you're always there. The human brain is wired to notice change, to register scarcity, to value what's rare. Constant presence is not presence at all. It's wallpaper. Think about economic principles for a moment. Gold is valuable not just because it's pretty, but because it's rare. Diamonds, whether you like the industry or not, command prices because they're scarce. Water is essential for life itself, yet it's cheap because it's abundant. You are making yourself water when you should be making yourself gold. Every hour you make yourself available to everyone is an hour you're communicating that your time can be bought for nothing. And when something costs nothing, it's worth nothing. The powerful understand this instinctively or learn it through pain. They create systems around their time. They have gatekeepers, assistants, scheduled office hours, calendar blocks marked as unavailable. They don't respond to emails immediately because immediate responses train people to expect immediate responses, which means you're now owned by other people's timelines. They don't attend every event because attending everything makes their presence at any single event meaningless. They cultivate scarcity, not because they're playing games, but because they understand the psychology of value. When you're always available, you signal something deeper than just poor time management. You signal that you have nothing more important to do than respond to whoever happens to contact you at that moment. You signal that your own goals, your own work, your own life can be interrupted at any time for any reason by anyone. You signal that you are not in demand elsewhere, that you have capacity to spare, that you are not operating at the edge of your capabilities. And these signals, whether you intend them or not, determine how people perceive and treat you. Now I can hear the objection forming in your mind, but I want to be helpful. I want to be a good friend, a good employee, a good partner. Being unavailable feels selfish, feels cold, feels like I'm playing games or thinking I'm better than everyone else. This is the conditioning talking. This is the voice of a society that benefits when you make yourself cheap. Your employer benefits when you answer emails at night. Your friends benefit when you're always free to listen to their problems. The attention economy benefits when you're constantly checking apps, constantly available to be marketed to, constantly present to consume content. But who benefits you? When do you get the space to do deep work, to build something meaningful, to rest without guilt, to focus without interruption? When does your time become yours? The answer is never. Not until you claim it, not until you build walls around it, not until you make the radical decision that your presence is a privilege, not a right. And this isn't arrogance. This is self-respect weaponized into a strategy. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. In modern terms, it's better to be valued than available. Fear in his context wasn't about terror, it was about consequences. People feared the prince because crossing him had a cost. Disappointing him had a cost. Wasting his time had a cost. When you are constantly available, there is no cost to wasting your time. There is no consequence to treating you as an option rather than a priority. You have made yourself so accessible that accessing you means nothing. Watch what happens when someone actually powerful enters a space. There's a shift in energy. People straighten up, conversations pause, attention reorients. This isn't because powerful people are necessarily smarter or better. It's because their presence is an event, not a constant. They don't show up to everything, so when they do show up, it matters. They don't respond to everyone, so when they do respond, that response carries weight. They have made their attention scarce, and scarcity has made their attention valuable. You can feel this principle in your own life if you're honest with yourself. Think about the person you're currently chasing, whether romantically or professionally, or in friendship. Why are you chasing them? Is it because they're always available, always responsive, always accommodating? Or is it precisely because they're not? Is it because there's something about their scarcity that makes you want their attention more? Is it because when they do give you their time, it feels earned rather than automatic? The truth is uncomfortable. We don't value what comes easily. We pursue what retreats. We desire what is just beyond our grasp. Now here's where this gets dangerous, and we need to talk about the shadow side of this strategy before you run off and become an unavailable ghost. There is a difference between strategic scarcity and pathological withdrawal. There is a line between powerful absence and fearful hiding. If you become unavailable because you're scared of intimacy, scared of being known, scared of vulnerability, you're not being strategic. You're being self-protective in a way that will isolate you. If you use unavailability as a weapon to punish people, to make them prove their worth to you, to feed your ego through their pursuit, you've crossed from strategy into manipulation. And manipulation always costs more than it gains. The ethical application of scarcity is about protecting your energy so you can give it fully when you choose to give it. It's about creating space for deep work, for rest, for the people and projects that actually matter. It's not about becoming cold or cruel or playing mind games. It's about recognizing that your time is finite, your energy is limited, and every yes to someone else's agenda is a no to your own. Machiavelli has a reputation for being amoral, but if you actually read The Prince in context, he was writing a survival manual for rulers in a brutal political landscape. He wasn't saying be evil, he was saying be realistic about how power works. So how do you apply this without losing your humanity? How do you become strategically unavailable without becoming an isolated narcissist who mistakes loneliness for power? The answer is discernment. Not everyone deserves immediate access to you, but some people do. Not every request deserves a yes, but some do. The question is, do you have a system for deciding which is which? Or are you just reacting to whoever happens to demand your attention in that moment? Most people have no system. They operate on guilt, on fear of confrontation, on the path of least resistance. Someone texts, they respond. Someone asks for a favor, they say yes. Someone invites them somewhere, they go. There's no filter, no hierarchy, no conscious choice. And this is how you end up living someone else's life instead of your own. You become a supporting character in everyone else's story, while the story you're supposed to be writing sits unwritten. The powerful create tiers of access. There's the public tier, where they might occasionally post something, give an interview, make an appearance. There's the professional tier, where there are scheduled meetings, office hours, structured time. There's the personal tier, where friends and family get more access, but still not unlimited access. And there's the intimate tier, where a very small number of people can reach them anytime. Most people put everyone in the intimate tier and then wonder why they have no energy, no time, no space to breathe. You need to audit your current availability and create a structure that serves you. Start with this. Make a list of everyone who currently has unlimited access to you. Everyone who can text, call, or contact you and expect a response within an hour. If that list is longer than 5 people, you are bleeding energy in every direction. The reality is that maybe 3 people in your life have earned the right to interrupt you at any time. Maybe your partner, maybe a parent, maybe a business partner. Everyone else should go through a filter. This is going to feel brutal at first. This is going to feel selfish. You're going to experience guilt, anxiety, fear of missing out, fear of being seen as cold or distant or changed. People are going to test your new boundaries. They're going to send messages that say, I guess you're too busy for your friends now, or you've changed, or remember when you used to care. These are manipulation attempts, whether conscious or unconscious. They're trying to pull you back into the pattern where you were available to them on their terms. Do not cave. The first phase is the purge. Turn off every non-essential notification on your phone right now, not after this video, right now. Email notifications off. Social media notifications off. Group chat notifications off. You'll check these things when you decide to check them, not when they decide to interrupt you. Delete the apps that you compulsively check. You can keep the accounts, but remove the apps from your phone so there's friction between the impulse and the action. That friction will save you hours of your life. Create response windows. Decide that you will check and respond to messages twice a day at specific times. Maybe morning and evening. Maybe noon and before bed. Whatever works for your life. But create the structure and communicate it if people ask. I check messages around noon and 6 p.m. is a complete sentence. You don't need to justify it, explain it, or apologize for it. It's your boundary, and boundaries don't require permission from the people they're protecting you from. Establish deep work blocks where you are completely unreachable. This might be 2 hours in the morning, or 1 full day per week, or whatever you can carve out. During these blocks, your phone is off or in another room. There is no email, no Slack, no interruptions. This is where your actual work happens. This is where creativity lives. This is where you build the things that make you valuable. You cannot do deep work if you're constantly available for shallow interactions. The second phase is restructure. This is where you build systems that make scarcity automatic rather than something you have to constantly enforce through willpower. Email, check it twice daily, respond in batches. Use filters to automatically sort what actually needs your attention from what's noise. Most emails don't need responses at all. Many can be handled with a single sentence. The ones that require thought get scheduled into focus time. Meetings, create office hours for your life. This might be literal office hours if you're in a position to do that. Or it might be I take calls on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. The point is that instead of being available anytime anyone wants a meeting, you offer specific windows. This serves two purposes. It protects your time, and it makes meetings with you feel more valuable because they had to fit into your schedule rather than you bending to fit theirs. Social media. If you're going to use it, batch your presence. Instead of being constantly active, responding to everything, commenting everywhere, appearing always online, you post strategically and engage occasionally. The active now status, the read receipts, the last seen timestamps, turn them all off. These features exist to create social pressure for you to respond immediately. They benefit the platform, not you. Disable them and reclaim the right to respond when you choose, not when you're guilted into it. The third phase is maintenance. This is where the real challenge lives, because scarcity is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. It's saying no when you want to say yes because you know yes will overextend you. It's holding the boundary when someone tries to make you feel guilty for having one. It's regularly auditing whether your systems are still serving you or whether you've slowly let them erode back to constant availability. You will have to deal with pushback. Some of it will be direct. Why are you being so distant? Some of it will be passive-aggressive. Must be nice to be too important for your friends. Some of it will be internal, your own guilt and anxiety about not being immediately available. Each of these is a test. The universe, or life, or whatever you want to call it, is testing whether you actually value your own time or whether you'll fold under social pressure. The people who genuinely respect you will adapt to your boundaries. They will learn that you respond in your own time, and they'll respect that because they respect you. The people who get angry, who try to guilt you, who make your boundaries about them, are revealing something important. They were only in your life because you were convenient. They didn't value you, they valued your availability. And when your availability disappears, so does their interest. Let them go. This is not a loss. This is data. When do you make exceptions to your scarcity? This is where discernment comes in. There are legitimate emergencies. There are moments when someone truly needs you and responding matters. The key is that exceptions should be rare enough that they're actually exceptions. If you're making exceptions constantly, they're not exceptions. They're just your regular pattern of caving to pressure. Real emergencies are rare. Most things that present as urgent are just people's poor planning becoming your problem. Strategic scarcity is also about quality over quantity. When you are available, be fully available. If you're having a conversation, be in that conversation. If you're in a meeting, be present in that meeting. If you've chosen to spend time with someone, actually spend that time with them instead of checking your phone every 5 minutes. The power of your presence increases when your presence is both rare and undivided. People remember the person who gave them complete attention for 1 hour far more than the person who gave them distracted attention for 10 hours. This is where the transformation actually happens, in the space you've created. When you stop being available to everyone, you become available to yourself. You start to hear your own thoughts instead of being drowned out by everyone else's needs. You start to see what you actually want instead of just reacting to what others want from you. You begin to build the life you intended instead of just managing the life that happened while you were busy being helpful. What actually happens when you become scarce? Let me tell you the honest truth, not the sanitized version. Some relationships will end. People who only valued you for your availability will drift away or exit dramatically. This will hurt. You'll question whether you're doing the right thing. You'll wonder if you've become cold or selfish, or if you're pushing away people who care about you. But then something else will happen. The relationships that survive will strengthen. The people who stick around will be the ones who value you, not just your availability. They'll be the ones who respect your time because they have their own important things happening. They'll be the ones who make plans in advance instead of expecting you to drop everything. These are the relationships worth having, and you couldn't see them clearly before because they were buried under all the superficial connections that were draining you. You'll also notice a shift in how people treat you. When you start responding in batches instead of immediately, people stop expecting immediate responses. When you make your calendar scarce, people start respecting your time more. When you're selective about what you say yes to, your yes starts to mean something. This is the magic of scarcity. It retrains everyone around you to treat you differently. Not because you demanded different treatment, but because you demonstrated through your actions that your time is valuable. There's also a darker truth here that we need to acknowledge. Some people will call you arrogant. Some will say you've changed. You're not who you used to be. You think you're better than everyone. They're right. You have changed. You are not who you used to be. The person you used to be was available, accommodating, and exhausted. The person you're becoming is strategic, selective, and sovereign. As for thinking you're better than everyone, that's not what's happening. You just stopped thinking everyone else's time was more valuable than yours. Machiavelli understood that holding power requires you to be comfortable with being misunderstood. The prince cannot please everyone. The moment you try to make everyone happy, you make no one happy, least of all yourself. You end up with a reputation for being spineless, for having no convictions, for being whoever people need you to be in that moment. Power, influence, respect. These things require that you stand for something even when standing for it means some people will stand against you. There's a loneliness that comes with strategic scarcity, and I need to be honest about it. When you stop being everyone's emotional support, everyone's problem solver, everyone's available friend, there will be quiet moments where you wonder if anyone actually cares about you, or if they just cared about what you could do for them. This loneliness is actually revealing what was already true. It's not creating isolation, it's removing the illusion of connection. And as painful as that is, it's better to see reality clearly than to live in a comfortable delusion. But on the other side of that loneliness is something you haven't experienced in a long time, maybe ever: peace. The peace of not constantly managing other people's expectations. The peace of not feeling guilty for taking time for yourself. The peace of knowing that the people in your life chose to be there, not because you made it easy, but because they genuinely value you. The peace of doing work that matters because you finally have the time and energy to do it. Let me tell you exactly what you need to do starting today. For the next 7 days, you are going to conduct an experiment. You will not initiate any conversation unless it's essential. You will not respond to anything non-urgent within 4 hours. You will turn off all notifications. You will become a ghost. Watch what happens. Watch who panics. Watch who tries to guilt you back into availability. Watch who respects the boundary and adapts. Watch how your own anxiety rises. And then, if you hold the line, begins to fall. This experiment will reveal everything you need to know about your relationships, your patterns, and your addiction to being available. Some people will text you, "Are you okay?" within hours of you not responding immediately. This tells you that they're so used to your instant availability that a few hours of silence feels like abandonment. Some people won't even notice. This tells you that you've been putting more energy into that relationship than they've been putting in. Some people will get angry. This tells you that they valued your availability more than they valued you. The goal is not to become unavailable forever. The goal is to recalibrate your relationship with availability. By going to one extreme, total scarcity, you reset everyone's expectations, including your own. Then you can come back and establish what sustainable, strategic availability looks like for you. But you have to go through the ghost phase first. You have to feel what it's like to not be at everyone's beck and call. You have to break the addiction to being needed. Here's what Machiavelli would tell you if he were here today. The powerful are not loved because they're available. They're respected because they're rare. The moment you make yourself common, you become disposable. But the moment you disappear, you become indispensable. Not to everyone. That's the key. You become indispensable to the people who matter, to the projects that matter, to the life that matters. Everyone else learns to live without constant access to you, and that's exactly as it should be. Your availability is the only currency you control completely. You cannot create more time. You cannot manufacture more energy. You cannot expand your capacity infinitely. But you can choose who and what receives the limited currency you have. Right now, you're giving it away to anyone who asks, and that's why you feel depleted, resentful, and invisible. The moment you start making people earn your time, the moment you start treating your attention as the valuable resource it actually is, everything shifts. Stop being the answer to everyone's boredom and become the question they can't stop asking. Stop being the emergency exit that's always unlocked and become the door that only opens for those who knock correctly. Stop being everywhere and become somewhere specific, somewhere intentional, somewhere powerful. Your constant availability is not making you loved, it's making you background noise. Your strategic scarcity will not make everyone like you, but it will make the right people respect you. The transformation is simple but not easy. Simple because the mechanics are straightforward. Be available less and to fewer people on your terms, not theirs. Not easy because it requires you to kill a part of yourself that has been keeping you safe. That part of you that believes if you're not helpful, you have no value. That part that fears if you're not always there, people will forget about you. That part that mistakes exhaustion for virtue and availability for love. Machiavelli wrote that everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. When you're constantly available, people see everything. You become entirely knowable, completely predictable, totally ordinary. But when you withdraw, when you become scarce, when you make your presence a privilege instead of a given, people start to wonder, they start to imagine, they start to create stories about what you must be doing, why you must be so busy, how important you must be. And those stories, that mystery, that scarcity, that's where power lives. The desperate are always available. The powerful are always busy. Not fake busy, not performatively busy, but genuinely engaged in building something that matters more than responding to every notification. You get to choose which category you belong to. You can continue as you are, accessible to everyone, valued by no one, exhausted by the weight of being everything to everyone. Or you can close the door, turn off the notifications, and reclaim the one resource that actually belongs to you, your time. If you're ready to stop being everyone's option and start being someone's priority by becoming their scarcity, if you're ready to reclaim your time and your power through strategic absence, write this in the comments. I am no longer available. Let's see who's actually ready to make this shift. Let's see who can hold the boundary when it gets uncomfortable. Let's see who understands that the path to being valued is becoming rare. And if this message hit you, if you felt something shift while listening, the next video will take you even deeper into the psychology of power and presence. We're going to explore what happens when you master strategic absence so completely that your presence becomes magnetic. Keep watching. It's more important than you think.